This is the Performing Songwriter, and my name is Ray Naylor. My guest today is Jeff Sun. Jeff is both a songwriter and an interpreter of other people's songs. I remember Jeff sitting around the campsite at the Phila Folk Festival singing Beatles songs. I'll be talking to Jeff in a few minutes, but first, here he is singing one of his original songs here on the Performing Songwriter.
Good to be here with Ray Naylor once again over the years. This first song I'm going to do is a song that I guess has its roots in a very short-lived musical group that I was part of, and it was very short-lived. It was only a couple weeks, but it was with Nick Everett and Steve Pepper, and they all presented some songs that they wrote, and so I left that first meeting, and I wrote the song that I'm going to play. It's a hard day, should not complain. When the sun shines, you pray for rain. You'll do anything to avoid the pain. When the rain comes, you know you'll be on the run. On the edge of existence, you don't really care. You tremble inside, you're so unaware. You may be rich or a son of a bitch. When the rain comes, you know you'll be on the run. When it rains, we have to come in from the cold. We all need a hand to hold. We all need a place where we can live and we can call home. When you're flying high in a jumbo jet and you're dying for your next cigarette, and when you get there you'll quit again, I bet. When the rain comes, you know you'll be on the run. You've got a chip on your shoulder, you shouldn't have to explain. You had a messed up family, you wanna change your name. You look all around you, it's happening again. When the rain comes, you know you'll be on the run. And it's pretty plain to see, if you've ever looked at the peacemaker, the poverty he took. But you and I, what have we become? When the rain comes, you know you'll be on the run. When it rains, we have to come in from the cold. We all need a hand to hold. We all need a place where we can live and we can call
Jeff, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Thank you, Ray.
I wanted to ask you first how you got into music and guitar playing and performing and songwriting.
Not a real long story, but I had an older brother. I say had because he died in '87. It's his guitar that I play. It's a Gibson B25. But Rob was a mentor of mine, and when I was about 12, Rubber Soul came out, Beatles album, and both my brother and I, you would listen to these Beatles songs, albums as they came out, and I got hooked on the Beatles, and I started playing guitar around 12 or 13 years old, and I never looked back. I've never been without a guitar to play, and I'm 64 now.
I wanted to ask you, because you've been into the Beatles, do you think that their music has influenced your songwriting?
I'm going to say absolutely yes, although I wish I could write like Lennon and McCartney. I have dabbled in songwriting, and I wrote a lot of bad songs.
I think we all have.
And but it's an art that you get better at, like anything else, as time goes on. And I think I'm actually working on an album. Here I am at 64 years old, and actually finally having a little bit more funds to work with. And I am slow but sure working on an album, working with a fellow by the name of Gary Oliar, who is my producer and friend. And he's given me a great deal, but it still costs me, and I would never get a freebie, although he's offered a freebie to me. I'm working on an album, and it's so much fun to watch the songs embellish. He is an excellent musician. We've brought some great people in, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and I'm nearing the end of the album.
Okay. Sometimes I'll ask people this. When you write a song, how do you go about it?
When I write a song, it varies. There was one I remember I wrote when I was intoxicated one night, and as I was coming back, I lived in New London, Pennsylvania, and I was not far from the border of Maryland, and was at a bar, and I saw a couple guys fighting in the parking lot, and they drew blood, and I kind of walked past them, and I I wondered about it, and I went in and ordered a drink and watched the band play, and these two guys came and sat right next to me like they were old friends. And I just thought it was so... I went home, and I was intoxicated, and I went home, and I said, I started doing this idea on the guitar, and I almost lay down on the floor and fell asleep, but I just said, I got to get this done, because it was in my head. And that was like, 15, 20 minutes that are, finished that song. And otherwise, other songs are like, it takes a while. It takes some crafting. I get an idea, and then I'm really cautious about lyrics. So I want to be able to put lyrics in a song that are not like trite.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So I try to be clever, try to be poetic, and it's worked out in some of my songs.
Now, you've been a social worker. You still are.
Actually, no.
No.
It was...
Well, you have been one.
Yeah, I have been. When we met, way back when. No, I think it's been about 20 years now. I've been working in I'm a case manager for insurance companies.
Okay, well, it's kind of some of those same skills.
My master's in social work degree helped me get in the door in that, but you have to keep up other certifications
Right,
and
sure.
stuff like that.
Well, what I wanted to ask you, has that, your experience working, with people, has that influenced your songwriting also?
When I'm inspired, either positively or negatively, about the human condition and people I know, yeah, sometimes I do get inspired and notch something in my head or write down a lyric or or two, and sometimes I don't get back to them for years. I've got several notebooks full of.
Have you ever written a song at the folk festival?
At the folk festival, I've tried.
Well, it's hard because there's so much stimulation all around.
I know, and I believe I've tried to make a conscious effort to do so, but then, another beer comes by, or what else,
Right.
Yes, and then people will ask you to perform, a Beatles song or something.
Right.
And then, but actually, I wrote a song about George.
Oh, okay.
That came from the Folk Fest. George Muniz is one of my best friends, and George is a friend of mine. He makes me laugh for free. We hang out, we drink and smoke. George is crazy.
He's been at the festival for a long time.
Long time. Yeah.
We're going to hear some more of your songs. But first, I'm going to show a little bit of a video of our next guest.
Okay.
And his name is John Byrne. He's from Ireland originally. And so he plays Irish music, but he's also a songwriter.
Nice.
And this particular video and song, the song is called Already Gone. So we'll listen to that, John Byrne. And Jeff will be back singing 3 more songs.
Escapes me, it insults me. Wish I'd never learned to read. Comes way up behind and gets buried inside, and brings out the butcher in me. And now I'm breaking homes to show how much I've grown. Wish I could talk to your best friend, but he's in love. What's one more drink when you're already gone? Well, I'll sit here explaining the water of life and all that my language shares. I've become the man who wished us good luck, warned about the money and tears, and he was 61 that night.
The song is basically I wrote it when I was on my way out of a relationship with my second wife, and it's about relationships in sort of a poetic manner, so it was songs come from down parts, down times in your life, or up times. Some of my better songs, I think, have come from down times. Nah, because the last 2 songs I'll do are love songs, and that was a better time. But anyway, this is the song. It's called Strangers. Locked up in each other's arms, nowhere mutual madness. The kiss of love and then the sadness. Strangers in their land of charms, locked up in each other's words, stranded in between the lines. Thoughts of kindness only surfaced, mostly just because of blindness. Strangers in their land of charms. Every time I look long enough to catch your eyes, you will turn away, just as if to say goodbye. Dancing in the jaws of anger, against an undertow of love. Colored passion, clouds of mercy. Life is nothing but a movie. Strangers in their land of charms. Strangers in their land of charms. Four songs I've got, and this is a love song. Still with this woman. This was inspired by Vicky. So, this is how it goes. I don't mind if the rain comes down. It doesn't matter much to me, 'cause all I see is you and me and the light of love behind. Your eyes, when I look at you, flowers dance in the wind, falling under a spell. I can tell part of me is now a part of you. That's all we are. Two stars in the sky, two grains of sand, so hard to find, where the ocean meets the land. Two souls meet, hearts come alive. Doesn't matter much to me, 'cause all I see is you and me, and the light of love behind. That's all we are. Two stars in the sky, two grains of sand, so hard to find, where the ocean meets the land. The light of love, the light of love, behind your eyes. So this is another love song. It was inspired by a woman I met at the Philly Folk Fest during a transitional time in my life. Enough said, but she lifted my heart. Sitting here thinking about a dream that keeps coming back. Sunlight falling gently on your face as the sun goes down. Stumbling around and trying to walk, falling into you. I wanna dance round and around, round and around you. I wanna dance around and around, round and around you. And if you feel like hanging out, and you feel the same way too, there's something about a glass of wine hanging out with you. It's hard to move on, it's hard to fall back when your heart is a spinning wheel. Broken and desperate, but wearing a smile when I'm thinking about you. And the winter is long, it's cold and lonely when you're waiting for the sun. I wanna dance round and around, round and around you. I wanna dance around and around, round and around you. And if you feel like hanging out, and you feel the same way too, there's something about a glass of wine and hanging out with you. So won't you put on that pretty dress and everyone will see. We'll take a walk and everyone will wish that they were me.
That was a slide of our last two shows, our performers for our last two shows. John Byrne, who I mentioned before, and also Terry Revelle. Do you know Terry Revelle?
I do.
Terry was my first guest 4 years ago. I've been doing this 4 years.
4 years.
And I was still learning. I'm still learning, but the quality was a lot less. So I'm going to have him come back and to end it.
Cool. Nice. Yeah. I see him on Facebook, and once in a great while I run into him. I know he hangs out with that other coffee house with Rusty and Jan. He goes to them.
In Milani Cafe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You're pretty good on the guitar.
Thank you.
You are. Does the guitar help you write songs?
Sometimes if I pick up, I've got this Gibson B25, 1965 vintage. I also have a Martin D28 from 1971. And sometimes the guitars inspire something different. Mm-hmm. I have a 12-string as well that I fixed up, and it sounds great. That is also, but these days I need to pick up something a little different, like a mandolin or a 4-stringed instrument sometimes, and getting to the basics, sometimes that helps me to write a song.
Okay. Can you think of a show or two, let's just say one show that you performed in that kind of stands out in your mind?
A show that I performed in.
That maybe had a special meaning for you?
Wow, I don't really. Nothing comes to my head. I do remember in your early days, I remember playing on your show, and this was way back in probably 80s, late 80s.
Oh, in the radio show?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was the early 80s.
Yeah. I remember you had that, and you had me on that. But as far as shows go, I gig in bars every once in a while. I also do a lot of cover songs.
Right.
But what stands out is whenever I get into a crowd of singer-songwriters, to be able to share singer-songwriter stuff is inspiring to me.
That's one of the great things about the Folk Festival. If you camp, you stay up half the night, Just sharing.
All night.
I can't do that anymore. Sharing songs, you know. That's cool.
Yeah, true. That's it's part of the energy, I think, of the Philly Folk Fest is to be able to hang with people and then hear really good writing, good playing, and it's good stuff. There's so many guitar players that come to Philly Folk Fest. Just a mix of so many.
Jeff, if people want to learn more about you, what's the best way?
Wow. I am finishing an album, and I am going to probably put it up on, what's that?
Reverb Nation.
Reverb Nation. I want to get it out there because once it's a finished product, I'm friends with a lot of people on Facebook, but I have yet to get actually one of my songs YouTubing video-ish and being able to post it on Facebook. I'm not there yet. But that's what I want to do, and eventually I'll get some of these produced songs on there.
Well, I'm doing a radio show now, and when you get that done, I'll definitely play it.
Thank you. That'd be great.
Jeff, son, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it.
And we'll be back in a couple of weeks with the second to the last show with John Byrne. Hope to see you then.